yeah, I have to wonder. These Thunder Eggs, right? Okay, so let's try and get some game theory going on here, shall we? These Thunder Eggs must be some kind of source of power, right? That's why we need them, because for some reason they are able to power this device that Julius has made to pull the talismans out of thin air. That's fine. Okay, it's game logic. I don't care too much about that. I can admit that, you know, some liberties must be taken for the fact that it is a video game. Just grab this button to make that raft move, because we do need that to collect a we need it to collect a cog, because we can't get it naturally. So these Thunder Eggs must be pretty powerful, right? Because if he says that, you know, these require a great deal of energy, then they must be extremely powerful. Now, to be honest, batteries are pretty powerful too at the same time. If you get some big batteries, like a car battery, like the one in Shazza's vehicle, which it must have, you know, you could probably just chain a couple of those up in series and you've got yourself a pretty good farm of batteries and power. But hey, I guess we need something that's truly extremely powerful, which is where the Thunder Eggs come in. But you see, this is my problem. If these are super powerful crystals, why doesn't, first of all, Boss Cass focus his energy on getting those instead? Because if they're so powerful, they must have, like, they must have some kind of use for him. There has to be some use for him. Right. What's interesting is their tail comes off, but I can still see their tail on their body, so I'm not sure about that one, Chief. There we go. I always liked that one. And second of all, my second point here is that...
You shouldn't be here,
oh,
Ty.
alright, Maury.
Neddy lives.
Yeah, I know.
Yes, Neddy. He's the biggest, toughest bully this side of the black stump.
A friend of
He
mine,
doesn't sound so tough.
someone told me about some, I don't know if it was some kind of serial killer in Australia, and was wearing that kind of armor. So what I didn't know was that this was actually a reference to some, like, actual murderer. I don't know the full details of it. Maybe I could put something on the screen about it, but basically just, I think some guy killed people and he wore a very similar outfit and had the nickname Neddy. Oh, Ned, maybe. But I just thought it was interesting that even after all these years, I'm still learning new things about this game. I don't know if that's canon, but it's so...
No match for Neddy. Neddy clobber him good.
Yeah, I'm sure you will. It's just so uncanny that it would make sense that it is actually a reference to this guy. So my other point about the Thunder Eggs is that we must use this. We must use the power that comes out of it, right? Yeah, we did, I'm afraid. I'm sorry, Neddy.
I'm so ashamed. Here, Neddy gives shiny rock to new friends.
Thanks, mate.
All right.
We now have a friend. It's such a shame that he doesn't really crop up again in the video games. He's just like this solid object now. I love the little tuft of grass on his hair, on his helmet as well. But yeah, if this guy was just like wandering around a little bit, just being like a normal NPC instead of just frozen in time, I would have really liked that. Or if he would have had some other dialogue Be like, hey, it's my new friend, or hey Ty, don't worry, I won't bully Dennis anymore. I'm good now. You know, something nice, something basic. Just to add a little bit more flavor to it, but no, he just freezes in time. Alright. My other point about the Thunder Eggs is down to, what boils down to the fact that we must absorb some of that power coming out of the Thunder Eggs in order to use it, right? In order to make use of it in the machine. So, if that's the case, then does that mean that they just become regular crystals? Do they... Because they're still a Thunder Egg, you know, they're not losing their title as a Thunder Egg. So, what is it about the Thunder Eggs that make them so special? That make them a collectible, which is where I'm kind of going with this. Dennis loves these things so much that he has a collection of them. These extremely powerful, rare crystals that are, one might consider dangerous in a lot of respects because of how powerful they are. So I'm wondering, first of all, why he has so many of them. Because he must need them for something, and I don't know what. And second of all, if we have used the power coming from these Thunder Eggs, does he still not want to keep them? Does he mustn't actually care about the fact that they are crystals per se if he's willing to give them away, right? If he's willing to give us crystals, I know he has a magnificent collection, so maybe he has a few too many and he's willing to spare a couple. That I'm willing to admit as like a theory. But at the same time, maybe he needs them for their powerful purpose. Maybe it's not about the fact that they are crystals, it's about the fact that they are crystals with power. With some kind of energy that is accessible, that is usable in some way. And if that's the case, then what is he needing them for? Because if he's needing them and he gives us some, then he's clearly got enough for whatever he needs them for. Maybe he uses them to power his home, but he's just not using it to power his heating. That's still on some archaic, really inefficient outdoor burners, and 8 of them. That's so unusual. Like, why would you... No, this is so inefficient. No, wait, this is so inefficient. Because, like, cold water comes out of the ground, it gets heated, and then goes back into the ground to cool down again. So, yeah, no, there should just be one of these pilot lights at the entrance of his house in a box to make it really, really efficient. But he doesn't.
But he chickened out. Well, who can blame him?
Well,
You know, Ty,
he's just a wimp.
It's high time you learned how to dive. All you have to do is run and...
Well, I shouldn't say that, actually. He has a genuine fear of the dark, and that just does actually affect people.
You can dive into that yellow crate.
Yeah, we know how to dive. Thanks, matey. There we go. We have successfully dived into a box head first and got concussion. Thanks a lot, Rex. I appreciate that.
If you're up to the challenge, why don't you try the Super Tower High Dive?
By the way, it's worth noting that if you say no, you do get an achievement.
Let me know.
Everybody gets so sad when you say no. But I mean, it doesn't actually affect anything.
Dive from the top of the Super Tower and pass through each of the rings on the way down. If you get them all, I'll give you a Thunder Egg.
This is such a shame, this challenge, because it's not a challenge. You press jump, you don't even need to actually press the dive button, and it's not even a challenge. Like, if I'm here, I hit all of them without missing, and then all I've got to do is land in the water. If you land on the ground, you fail. If you miss a ring, you fail. It's not even difficult. if they actually made the rings maybe move randomly, or if they made them further apart so you actually had to move left or right, that would have been a good challenge. But no. That was interesting. What was that all about? There, look at that. How curious is that? Alright. But no, it's just a really simple challenge, and it bothers me that it is so basic, because it could have been something a lot more, but it didn't. Alright, let me just go up into here, set that one up. We are good to go and see Dennis again now. Have we got all of them? No, there's 5 there's 5 opals left, and yeah, they are. Yeah, I knew they'd be underwater somewhere, because I know I'd got all the boxes. So there we go. Perfect. Let's grab this. Let's hope we can catch this. Oh no, it's just going round. I don't think I can get onto it now. Get off me. Damn it. There's only one place you can get onto it really, and that's here. Quite bothersome. Alright, so while we're waiting, these Thunder Eggs, I'm going to finish this point, I promise. These Thunder Eggs are clearly extremely powerful. Dennis needs them for something, I don't know what, I can only assume it just needs it for his TV, or something like that. And then he just has a backup, like maybe he's like one of these survivalists, you know? He's one of these people that prepares for the end of the world. Oh god, you know what? That's probably why he was so well equipped to take over as leader when Tie 3 came around. You know what? I'm getting into some wicked game theories here. So Dennis is some survivalist, right? In his house, which obviously you never enter, he must have a bunch of these Thunder Eggs that he uses as like as a backup, as a secure energy store in case of emergency. And when it actually comes around to the fact that, you know, an effective end of the world scenario happens, i.e. the 3rd game, he is fully prepared to become like the leader, because everybody has to go through him in order to get power. Everybody has to go through him to get water or something, because I imagine he's also put some kind of monopoly on the water supply. He has this facade of being this super timid person, and even in the 2nd game he's a bit timid too, but it is just a facade. He has to be showing off. He's putting on this ruse so that he can become super powerful in an event of apocalyptic scale. I want to show you this Easter egg somewhere, but I need some fireflies on land. Let me see if I can find some around here. Alright, I don't know where there is. I'll do like a quick lap at some point to see if I can find some. I think I have everything from this level, except for the time attack and heat. Yep. So that's good. So yeah, he must have some kind of... He has this game plan in mind for the end of the world, and that's what he's preparing for. That must be it. And... oh, that's weird. There's like a... This thing here is like... It's tearing away from the wall. Like there's a perfect seam there. I don't remember ever seeing that on the PlayStation 2. That must just be a Steam release bug. I'm onto you, Dennis. I know what you've got in that house. It's a mound of like zombie apocalypse stuff. Yeah, so he just has this facade of just a normal collector, an eccentric collector. But he's already got money, right? He already must have money to afford this beautiful house. And to to have the ability to purchase all of these Thunder Eggs, because I mean you can't just, you know, you can't just go around finding them, because that's just not in these people's nature. Okay, so this is the feature I want to show you. Switch to the boomerang. Doesn't really matter which rang you choose, but these fireflies you can actually hit. And if you get all of them, well, when I say all of them, I think you just have to get a few, you get a basket. Oh, and I got a life out of that one. That was nice. And then there you go, that's it. It's such a cute little Thunder Egg, and it's something I had no idea about until only like maybe a year or two ago, or something like that. It's such a cute little feature, and I absolutely love it. Okay, so to continue on with this theory, right, I'm going to leave Dennis out for now, because that is a whole new topic that needs some depth going. I need to look into that one, because that's popping up a few red flags that I'm not sure that I want to delve into right now. But what I'm thinking is that because Dennis gives you 2 Thunder Eggs out of his massive collection, he has enough to spare, that's fine. But also because he needs them for their power. And because of that, he's willing to give you some of them for us to use and siphon off this power for saving the world, effectively. And after we have used that power, those crystals, I can only assume, either destroy themselves or just become generally worthless. They just become like quartz or something. Just an inactive crystal, just decoration basically. And that's why he doesn't want them back. That's why he won't want any of them back, and why maybe that's why we just don't see them anymore, because their use has been expended. So yeah, no, I'm just really starting to think about the issues surrounding these Thunder Eggs because of how powerful they are, how dangerous they really are. And yet you just find people are just finding them all over the floor. People are just, you know, oh, I found this shiny rock in the sand. Thanks for saving my children. Here you go. I was just going to keep this with my kids and just give them radiation poisoning or something. I don't know what's in these crystals. It's just interesting to me, like, and especially considering they are so powerful that even Julius underestimates the amount that he actually needs, so we have some excess to make an elemental rang. And that's just, yeah, that's just ticking a couple of boxes I never thought I'd actually tick. I never really thought about these things before, and it's really starting to kind of piece together. I think that's everything now. Let me just quickly check. Yeah, I don't care too much about the picture frames, so let's... no, you know what, let's do it properly.